Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be sharing a very, very important message with you all. Someone shared this on Facebook, which was originally shared on TikTok. But it is a warning to women, and it concerns the 45-second rule and how it can save your life. The account that is going to be shared in this video clip is very disturbing, and it's sad at the same time because there are women out here literally being hunted. They are literally being hunted by devious, low-down, rotten, dirty scumbags. I don't know how else to put it or how else to describe these type of detestable creatures out here that are on the prowl for women that they can do these kinds of things to. So anyway, what I am going to do is I'm going to first let you hear the troubling account of what the woman is talking about, and she's also going to explain the 45-second rule, and then I will be right back.
With street smarts, what is your most street tip?
I abide by the 45-second rule. What that means is don't spend any more than 45 seconds between getting your keys in the door, getting in the driver's seat, and pulling off. Super important for women. Very important for women. I'm gonna explain why. I'm a registered nurse, and I had a patient who was an SA victim. Trigger warning, stop here if you can't listen to that. And what happened to her was she was 18, 19 years old, lived in an apartment complex, and she pulled up to, I guess where her mailboxes were in the apartment complex, and she sat there and read her mail. Totally unconscious habit. I do the same thing. In the process of doing this, some dude came up and took a crowbar, broke her window, pulled her out of the car, threw her in the trunk, and drove off. They drove her 5 miles away and essayed her for days at a time. He beat her so bad that she lost an eye. She had an orbital fracture that eventually took her vision in one eye. And this baby was 19 years old. And it stuck with me because she didn't even know that she had lost an eye. She just thought her eye was swollen shut. She didn't know the eye was gone. And she kept telling me, when I get out of here, I'm going to be able to see again. And I, as a nurse, you're looking at her like, how do I tell her that you're going to have one eye for the rest of your life, miss? You're only 19. And a detective that was handling the case, he came up and he told me, you got to follow the 45-second rule. Once you get in that car, pull off. Don't spend no time sitting behind the wheel. And this is especially important for people like me who have ADHD. You get to in the car just scrolling, not paying no attention. You don't know who is looking at you. That's my tip. 45 seconds, pull off.
Okay, y'all, so that was a very, very troubling account of what happened to a young lady. She's now without an eye because, again, some low-down, rotten, dirty scumbag decided that he was going to remove her from her vehicle, do what he did to her, and now she is left without an eye. There are some dark spirits that are antagonizing people's minds, and they are giving in to this stuff. You cannot afford to be asleep at the wheel. In this case, this young woman was sitting in her vehicle going over her mail. It was much too late to do that. I'm going to say this too, even for a young man, I think the 45-second rule applies. And I say this because it's not just these types of attacks that are happening. You have racial attacks as well, to where people are on the hunt or the prowl for whatever or whomever they can do something to, right? And so that being said, people need to be more careful and more vigilant in this hour, right? Times have changed in the world. I continue to say that. We continue to show examples of how the world has changed. Of course, it has always been very wicked, okay? There has always been very evil people that live on this planet. But just as I stated before in a previous video, there seems to be an increase in demonic activity and people who do not know or understand how to fight the influences of Hashatan or the devil, Satan, whatever. Some people don't know how to fight those influences, and they give into it. So they are doing things, they are saying things, making moves against others. They are hurting others, okay? That being said, you owe it to yourself to be vigilant. You owe it to yourself to pay attention, to not be one of those who are just aimlessly, listlessly walking through life as if you don't have any concerns about anything. The Bible tells us to be careful for nothing, for no reason at all. Be careful, right? And so this 45-second rule could save your life. That's basically, as the woman explained, that's basically enough time to use your keys to get into your vehicle, sit in your seat, lock the door, start the ignition, and pull the heck off. There's no need to sit in there doing anything, especially at nighttime, okay? Especially at nighttime or early in the morning, or if you are in a remote location where no one else is around or not too many people are around, where someone could easily do something and just get away with it. We've got to start being a lot more wise in this hour, okay? A lot of people are thinking and moving about foolishly because they don't think anything could ever happen to them. I think all of us needs to pay attention. All of us needs to keep our head on a swivel. And this right here is a perfect example of why you should do that, because awful things are happening on this planet, and they are being done by people of all races, colors, and creeds, right? Men and women. So you are without excuse at this point as far as not being careful. Now, I know some things can't be avoided. I do realize that. But I'm talking about situations where there is something you can do about it, like applying the 45-second rule. If you can do that, do it, okay? Don't take life for granted. Don't take anything for granted, because there are some wicked people on the prowl out here. There is an increase in demonic activity. People are being taken over by demons. This is why I often say, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the prince and powers of this world, the rulers of darkness and spiritual wickedness in high places and low places as well. That being said, keep your head on a swivel, okay? Don't take life for granted, but pay attention. All right? With that, I am out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.